What's up, my PT peeps? One-Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead and do another segment of Overrated or Awesome, the Morgan debate. Well, what do you think of Morgan? I like Morgan overall, but I wouldn't classify him either as overrated or awesome, but I'll talk about my feelings in a second. But post your comments below. What do you think of Morgan? Do you ever find him overrated, awesome, different category? Mine's like a different category. But Morgan is one of the original cast members, not from the Atlanta 5, but from the series in general. Now, Morgan is, I watched the first episode today as I made this video, and Morgan is a crucial part to the show. We've seen him since episode 1, very important to Rick, and having Rick be, the person he is today somewhat, but Morgan was a very important person from the show and is still today in season 6 into season 7. Now, you could understand about him and his wife and Dwayne and all the tough times that he was going through, but Morgan is been there through the very beginning, and it's nice to see him still in season 7. So he came back around in the episode where the masked vigilante, when Rick and Michonne and Carl went to go get supplies, and they see this guy, and you're like, oh man, this guy's nuts. Turned out to be Morgan, and that's pretty cool, right? But overall, Morgan has done a lot of cool things on the show. He's come back around. He's missed several seasons, but when he's come back around, he has played a big part on the show. So my vote is not that he's awesome or overrated, but I would say that he's underrated. Most people think Morgan sucks, he's not useful, but I think there's an underlying tone of Morgan to Rick. Morgan basically saved Rick, taught him early on about walkers and the fever and this and the way things were going, because when Rick got shot, he didn't know the way of the world. He still thought people were people and people were killing people. It was murder. But Morgan's been through a lot. And at times it's been annoying when he was going insane and he was going crazy, and it was kind of cool to see crazy Morgan, and then he turned it around with Eastman, and it was a nice little, I wish Eastman was around a little bit longer than the one episode, but when you have your own episode and it's an extended episode of an hour and a half, you're pretty important to the show. Is this a preference to the Whisperers? Is it a foreshadowing of the Whisperers? I don't know. It was kind of cool, but people wearing dead people's faces. Morgan has to clear, I gotta clear, and then he went insane, and now we have a nice mix of crazy Morgan versus subtle Morgan versus non-killing Morgan, a keto Morgan. It's just kind of, what Morgan do we have, right? Morgan. But either way, I like Morgan overall. I think he brings a lot to the show. I think he's going to be around for a long time. Hopefully, he could die in the upcoming season, but we'll see, right? I like this scenario with him and Eastman and learning the approach of you have to do your own approach. A keto does not kill, but Morgan is kind of realizing that it can't be one way or the other. He can't kill everybody, and he can't not kill everybody. So you have to have a fine balance of it, and I like that Morgan. I like this outfit too. Badass Morgan was ready to survive with this outfit. He ain't getting scratched, he ain't getting cut, he ain't getting bit. He's going to take you out with his walking stick, and it was pretty awesome. The only detriment was with the wolves, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the cool thing that he did was saving Aaron and Daryl, and that was the nice reintroduction of the character back in season 5. And that's what brought him back around, and people were like, oh, Morgan's back, it's awesome. But it was a changed Morgan. It was a different Morgan in season 5 into season 6, and then in season 7 with the Kingdom. But overall, I'd say I like Morgan. How about you? Post your comments below, guys. I definitely want to know what your thoughts are of Morgan and what the deal with him is. Is he overrated, underrated, awesome, not awesome, whatever? But they picked right up with season 6, right with Morgan and Rick, and I think that's going to happen going forward into season 8 and beyond. Now, I don't know where you stand with Morgan and your thoughts on there, but I am interested to know, and I'm not trying to sway you by any means, but I just know how I feel about Morgan. I think there's an underlying tone of Morgan, of his morality of things, that's going to stick around for a long time, even if and when he dies. But the only thing that was pretty annoying was him and the wolf. Clearly the alpha wolf was pretty annoying to keep around and use antibiotics with it, and then he fought Carol, and they, when you were Team Carol, I know I definitely was Team Carol, but the wolf went away, he got bit, and then Morgan had to take him out. But it was just annoying to see that, where there's always a better way, there's always a different way, don't kill, maybe there's a different way, even up to, in season 7, and hopefully the season 7 finale showed a different side of Morgan. But I do like where they went with Morgan, how he built the jail cell. That should be a big major thing going forward into season 8 and beyond. Morgan saved Carol. That was a huge thing. He he decided to kill, go against his code, and that's what we kind of needed. You know, I think he's awesome when he uses his skills to protect the group, to protect his family, to protect Rick, Alexandrians, Kingdom people, Carol. That makes him awesome. But it's not done all the time. Even though he connected the Kingdom to Rick and the group, and he actually pushed Rick out of the way, who was going to shoot this gentleman from the Kingdom, and it was like, wow, Rick, you know, made a decision, but Morgan stepped in, and some of his decisions are good, like this one to save Carol, and I'm glad he did, because badass Carol is back. And the way we left it with Morgan and Carol, we'll see how it goes down. But I like Morgan. I would say he's underrated, if anything, closer toward the awesome side of it. I wouldn't say he's overrated by any means. Check out my book on Amazon.com, guys. Fight for Us, the beginning. And I can't wait to pick it up. Let me know what you think. And what do you think? Post your comments below what you make of Morgan. Is he awesome? Is he not? Is he overrated, underrated? Post your comments below, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you like this channel. Check out the Walking Dead community page on Facebook. If you like this channel, you like the group, all are welcome. Post your comments below about this and anything else, videos you want us to do or make. Do you agree with what we said about Morgan? Subscribe today to get more videos, and you guys are awesome.